Hello, my name is Joshua Carvajal. Now, my initial takeaways from this video were a shock and a new way of thinking. I found a lot of things surprising in this video. And for example, when he mentions his son and the comment he had on the sculpture that they saw with the Native American and the African American with the guy on the horse. And the son mentioned that um, that the Native American and the African American were walking, and I didn't notice that, and it kind of gave me a new way of thinking, and I was like wow, it shocked me, and it was surprising. Now another thing that was more surprising to me was when he mentioned that there's more about dogs written in history rather than African Americans. I think that that is insane, and the lack of misrepresentation and the lack of inclusivity is very surprising. Another thing I found surprising is that his college professor or his junior college professor decided to skip over the um, whole unit on African American art history. I thought that was insane, and I thought it was very wrong. Uh, a combination of these things made me question certain aspects of humanity, and I think the one that most made me question it was the one that was referenced earlier with the Native American and the African American walking while the other guy was just on the horse. I think that that can be so easily overlooked, and the fact that it's in front of such a beautiful museum is just, I mean, insane. Because a lot of people walk by it every day, and no one really pays attention to it. Now, I think the impact that sculptures and paintings and all these things can have is they can tell a story and they can bring us back. You know, the way people thought about things back then and the way that we should think about things now. As per se, uh, racism was something that was accepted back then, when it should have never been accepted. But there is still sculptures, paintings about it, all these things that we can look at today, and they can teach us about those times. And now, I think one of the main questions now is it okay to exhibit these things because they are part of history, but they're just not, let's say, good parts of history, right? Um, I think um, my future career, if I have power and I can influence, um, and I can influence people and bring to light social injustice, I think multiple ways in which I can do this is by bringing to light these sort of things, the misrepresentation and the lack of inclusivity. I can also inform people more about things going on in the current world and how we can support social issues. Now, a way that we can make sure our company celebrates cultural differences in the work environment is by definitely getting more closer with your employees and learning about their cultures and their religions and making sure that they all feel comfortable in the workspace and not forcing any sort of one certain religion or culture or anything against anyone. Just have the most inclusivity you can have in your company. Now, I think for me personally, it's important to work in a company slash organization that can fight against social injustices. And the reason for this is because I feel that it is important to bring to light these things because it can be overlooked. And there needs to be someone that is helping or fighting against it. And I've always liked helping people, and I think it would be really important to me. Now, to sum this all up, I think Titus's Holland codes would first be green. I think he is a thinker, and he analyzes all these paintings and he analyzes the lack of inclusivity when it is often overlooked. I also think he's very intelligent. Even though he said he had a bad GPA in high school, I still feel that his intelligence now for certain things are very great, and I think that's for everyone. I think everyone has their certain strengths, and that should not be, and we should not be forced to learn a specific way. Now, I also think he's a gold because he can make anything fun. I was very entertained when I watched that TED Talk. And he's creative because he creates these art pieces that he also paints, and he makes things happen. So when his professor told him that he could not learn about the African art history because they were going to skip over it, he decided to learn about it himself, and he made it happen. Now, I think he's also a blue because he's a feeler, you know? He values relationships and family, and he's very creative once again. When the girl he liked said no, he decided to enroll in the junior college to make her show her that he is prepared. He values family because he thought about this all because of his son who noticed this misrepresentation of African Americans in art, sculptures, etc. And yeah, that is all the things I want to talk about today. Thank you.